Hello, I'm Solbert, I'm the computer voice of Seoul, Texas company. It is often common that some of our firewalls also handing IP addresses to the equipment of out networks. So let's get started and see how we can handle all the configuration steps from FWCloud. For this demo we have created a new firewall called DHCP firewall. If we unfold the section system we can see DHCP. From here we will create the configuration policy. But since our firewall still does not have a DHCP server, we need to install it in first place. If we are communicating with the firewall using the agent, then from the plugins tab we can choose to install ISC DHCP server. We check the package is not installed, so we can proceed with the installation. Once the server is successfully installed we continue with the configuration. It is based on rules. Initially we have no rule. We have three types of rules we can use: regular rules, manual configuration rules, and default configuration rules. A regular rule is composed of three fields: network, range and router. For that we only need to drag and drop the proper objects. We can use any network for the first field. In this example we have created one, named DHCP network. Also we have created an IP address range. It will be used when devices ask for an IP address. If any field is empty we cannot save the rule. And finally we need the default router address. In this case we are going to use the IP address the firewall has assigned to the interface listening for DHCP requests. To see how it will turn out in the configuration file we can compile the rule. In this case, reviewing the result we decide we better change the network mask. That is as easy as just editing the network object. And the rule is adapted to the new network mask. Now let's compile the full DHCP file. Since our policy only has one rule we are not going to see any difference by now. Next we install it in the firewall. The configuration file in the firewall has exactly the same attributes that we see in FWCloud. But we also want to have in this file some general settings. We can add them using the third type of rule. If we compile the DHCP policy, it reflects all together in a file. But normally, the network definitions are below the default settings. So we move the rule down to follow that order. The manual configuration rule allows us to add anything we want to appear in the file. We are free to add any settings, like for instance a comment line. Also, it is convenient some devices always receive the same IP address. That can also be handled from FWCloud. We can appreciate that when compiling, the fixed IP address section is always below all the rules of the policy. Let's modify the comment for something more in line with the new policy. If we don't need a rule anymore, we can delete it or disable it. And it will not go into the final file. We have all the DHCP policy in a graphical interface. What makes easy to review and maintain our server. If we like, we can review the compiled file at any time. And even download it if we needed. We can do all actions without even need to connect to the terminal line of the firewall. We can check the status of the service. Stop it, start it and restart it. Disable it. And enable it again. And if for any reason the firewall no longer is going to be a DHCP server, we can even uninstall the package. That has been all in this short video on how to manage a DHCP server from FWCloud. Please stay tuned to learn more new features about FWCloud-UI.